Hello, this is Rich Lavens of Watlow, and today we're going to be working with the Watlow F4T controller. I had a customer call the other day and he asked how he could tell what modules he had plugged into the unit, and then also from a wiring standpoint where he was supposed to terminate his wires. So if you look on the back of the unit here, we've got these plug-in modules. There's 6 slots plus this one's always here, and he's like, I don't know which one of these I need to wire my thermocouple to. So anyway, we are going to address all those questions real quick. So from the modules that are in the unit, if we hit our question mark, we can go to About, and it tells you a little bit, there's the part number, the serial number, the manufacture date, that type of stuff. But there's another parameter called pluggable modules. So the F4T has 6 slots, and it will tell you the model number of the card that's in that particular slot and a brief description of what that card is. So really very simple to identify what you have there. And then if we go to installed features, that's more of the firmware software, so it'll tell you is data logging enabled, is trending enabled. So again, all right, I am back at my PC and I have got the Watlow Composer loaded up. Watlow Composer is a free configuration software that's available from the watlow.com or the uretherm.com websites. And I've got mine hooked in with a network cable, and you can see the address of my F4T here. Now I'm getting an error because I just swapped out a module, so it's telling me that pluggable modules, one or more expected modules are missing. All outputs in the corresponding controller will remain off until this is resolved. So that's sort of a safety. So what I did is I popped out, I believe, a digital output module, and I popped in a brand new card. So that's why we're getting this error. Up at the top of Composer, you can see my instrument. So if you had multiple instruments on here, you would see tabs for each instrument, but I just have the one, so we're going to go there. So here is my F4T. We're just going to click in here. And a couple different things. We're going to go to those pluggable modules and resolve that issue. So here's my problem child, so to speak. This is a new card I'm playing with right now. So it's a zirconia. That's a feature that is going to be coming shortly. So I'm going to accept that. Changing expected part numbers requires restarting the controller. Restarting the controller stops all other functions. Again, it's a prompt just letting you know. So I'm going to hit continue. And there I have resolved my little problem with that particular module. On the back of this, if I click the module here, it tells me pretty much what we were seeing at the instrument. So here's the actual part number for the module. This is a 1 universal input, 1 universal process output, 1 switch DC. So pretty much the same thing you're going to see on the instrument from when we were there a minute ago. If you don't know what we have, we can hit the detect modules. It's going to give you a little dialog box there, and we're going to detect it. So now my F4T is restarting, and it will come back and basically show me the same thing, but I did want to show you that. So we'll sit here patiently. All right, and my F4T restarted. That probably took a minute and a half. So we'll go back here. I showed you the pluggable modules, so now I have no errors, so that's good. We're going to come back up here, and we are going to go to the function block diagram. Okay, so we're looking at Composer. So if I wanted to identify, for instance, where a thermocouple gets hooked up, I can zoom in on this by holding Control and just using my little mouse wheel, and I can pull this down. So this is universal input number 1. It resides in module number 1. And if you look here, S1 and R1, there is my thermocouple hook. So the negative goes to S1, the positive goes to R1. Same thing on module 2 and module 3. So it kind of spells out in Composer where you wire this to. So it tells you the model number, and there's the pinout. So let's zoom back out a little bit, and we'll go to an output module. So here's our analog output, number 1. It's in module 1. And if I double click on this, I have this set up for milliamps. So I've got 4 to 20, ranged 0 to 100%. Now I can switch that to volts. Did you notice what happened here? So I'll go back. When I'm set for milliamps, I'm connected to F1 and H1. If I'm looking at a voltage output, now I'm connected to F1 and G1. So this is very intuitive. Depending on what you select in your parameters, it will sort of show you exactly where to connect. So let's see if we can find some other things to look at here. Now down here, this particular F4T has a limit output module. So again, I'm in module 2. This is the limit output, and I'm connected to L2 and K2. Over here is a Form A relay. Now, here, we're on it's output number 3 on module 5, L3 and K3. If I double click on the block, there's not much to change here, but it gives you all the parameters within that block over here. Here's our new card, which is still just finishing up development, but I'll go ahead and click on here. So this is in module 4. It's the zirconia input. Now this is a high impedance input for an oxygen sensor. And again, in this case, we're connected to S1 and R1. Double click here, and I'm not going to mess with this one too much, but it's a release that'll be coming shortly. So I'll tease you a little bit there. That's kind of as far as I wanted to take this video. So again, using Composer, it's very easy to identify what module a particular input or output resides in, and then what terminals to wire to it. I hope you find this video helpful, but please reach out and let us know. Thank you so much. Bye.